And 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Open Bar Review. With you, as always, is fascist propagandist Paul Wedding, and with me is Leopold Knopp. Did I say with me, as always, is fascist propagandist Paul Wedding?
You are always a fascist propagandist.
I am always a fascist propagandist. We are at Riprock, and this week we are reviewing the best picture of 2016, Moonlight. Knopp, tell us all about it.
Moonlight is about this little gay kid. It's the life story of Chiron. It's given to us in 3 different segments. One when he's a small child, one when he's an adolescent, and one when he is an adult. His mother is a meth addict, and he is homosexual. The movie is him grappling with that and coming to terms with that.
We both did not think this was the best picture of the year.
It's a very good movie.
It is.
It's a wonderful movie.
I enjoyed this movie.
It's weird. It tells a story that is not told very often. It's definitely got that Oscar bait tinge to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why people were calling La La Land. I mean, it is an Oscar bait movie, but I would say this is equally an Oscar bait movie.
It's about a character coming to terms with his homosexuality
and dealing with his drug-addicted mother.
It's kind of fantastic that the musical was actually the second gayest movie.
I did like this movie a lot. I had a few problems with it. I didn't think that Chiron talked enough. I didn't really think he had enough of a character.
That drive problem.
Yeah.
Where people didn't know what the main character was singing.
I thought it worked for Drive because it was a little less character focused when this is entirely focused on his character. I also think that the parts might have been greater than the sum. Maybe if they had followed adult the entire time and maybe had flashbacks to childhood.
That's a really good way to describe it. This is a really, really ripe story for breaking up the timeline. It just feels like there would be opportunities to stick different things next to each other.
Yeah, definitely.
At the same time, I really like the way it is structured.
I mean,
because everything does reflect back on itself.
Sure, it's good. I just think it could have been done better.
It's also a very pretty movie.
Yeah, La La Land was prettier. I hate to keep drawing that comparison, but
they're eternally bound.
This was a very good-looking movie.
It kind of reflects on the state of movies in general, that we're praising a movie for having colors in it.
Yeah.
That having more than one color is all it takes to be pretty now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see this much color very often anymore.
The scenes at the beach at the beginning are really gorgeous. Just very lush tones. A lot of good, I don't know, exposure, I guess.
Well exposed.
Yay.
Shit that we can do.
Yeah. I love the music in the movie. It fit tonally. It was different. It didn't get in the way at all. It blended in perfectly.
It wasn't City of Stars.
Yeah, I mean, but nothing in the past decade has been City of Stars. I thought Mahershala Ali was really good. I also thought he was in the movie for 10 minutes, and I expected more since he won Best Supporting Actor.
That's fine. That's fine for Best Supporting. It would have seemed better if they'd broken the timeline up.
Yeah, compared to the rest of the nominees, it's definitely arguable that he was the best. I think this might have been a weak year for that category, though.
Yeah, who else was that we saw?
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, he was just kind of competent.
Yeah, Michael Shannon, who I liked a lot, but I can see Mahershala Ali getting it over him.
Yeah, I didn't like Shannon. I watched it in theaters. I couldn't really make heads or tails of it. I rewatched it again for this, knowing that it's about a gay black kid makes the movie a lot stronger. There's a scene early on where he asks Mahershala Ali, what is a faggot? It's just a much more impactful scene knowing that this is about a child coming to terms with his homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were just calling him that because they were bullying him.
Oh, did you not know that this movie's about a gay person?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
That's another way breaking up the timeline could really help it, would be introducing themes earlier on.
Mm-hmm. Slight nitpick, I didn't think that teen Chiron looked anything like child or adult Chiron.
Slight nitpick, the Academy used this as a political pawn.
I think if we both had our way, we would have picked Arrival as the best movie of the year out of the choices.
The issue is not Best Picture not going to Best Picture. That rarely happens anymore. The issue is how clearly
Racially motivated it was.
politically motivated.
Politically motivated it was.
It's possible that the majority of the Academy got together, they all watched this movie, and came to the ultimate conclusion: La La Land had the best production design, and the best editing, and the best direction, and the best music. But overall, Moonlight was a little better. But that's not what fucking happened. It is exceedingly unlikely that this was not a political statement. And
Yeah.
that's okay.
I mean, they do it pretty much every year.
It's always been about political statements.
Yeah.
My problem is juxtaposition. It comes off as clearly a political move that they were willing to make to say we're not racist after Oscars So White last year.
Yep.
But they were not willing to make a political move and not give the Oscar to Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
When it's generally accepted that he did these horrible things.
Right.
Brie Larson handed him the award and moved several feet away immediately.
Didn't clap anything. Everyone looked embarrassed in the crowd.
It cut to Denzel Washington because he was saying Denzel Washington taught him how to act even though they never met. And he had, even for Denzel Washington, it's the sourest expression I've ever seen him have. It's really weird that everyone was so clearly uncomfortable, but they apparently voted for him anyway. And it wasn't even a great performance. Fuck Manchester.
I think this is probably going to fall in the same line as 12 Years a Slave and Argo and The King's Speech. I don't really see this being remembered in 5 years.
It's kind of been the kiss of death in recent years. Denis Villeneuve is quickly going to be held in the same esteem as Kubrick or David Lynch.
Yeah, he's about to get on a massive stage because he's directing the new Blade Runner movie.
Pretty much his entire filmography is going to be considered a classic to one extent or another by someone. So Arrival is sick. La La Land is going to be in film schools for decades from now. It's a marvelous technical movie. Who is going to be watching Moonlight?
It's going to be shown on a lot of GLAAD meetings around college campuses, probably. That's about it.
They re-released it in 1,500 theaters after winning Best Picture, and it made something like $2.5 million. It's not even in the top 10.
I mean, that's not a lot of theaters, is it?
La La Land might have made more than it last weekend.
Wow, yeah, maybe.
We'll have to double check, but...
Last call, how many beers did you give Barry Jenkins for Moonlight?
5 beers. It's a wonderful movie. Very well directed movie. He wrote it. It's a great movie and you should see it.
Okay.
There's just some cultural misgivings.
I would also give Barry Jenkins 5 beers for this. Beautifully directed, beautifully shot. All the characters are strong. Great performances all around. It's good to see the unique experiences of being a human being, and this movie kind of captures that pretty well. I think I'd want to watch this sober.
Yeah, I don't see drunkenness really affecting enjoyment for this.
Yeah, same. As always, Paul Wedding, Leopold Knopp, Riprock, Moonlight. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's great you can hear two straight white men give their opinions on racial and sexual assault issues in America today. That would be the headline on BuzzFeed if people actually watched our channel.
That would mean people would watch our channel.